This video is going to be all about sneak. So we're set to master. I'll show you on the map where I am. So we're at a little Forsworn camp just here, and there's Oryxstead. This particular character is a fairly low level, level 15, but basically I have not much in one-handed archery. So I've got 3 in archery, and I've gone eagle eye, steady hand, power shot. But this is about sneak. So let's look at the sneak tree. This character's at a point where he can start effectively sneaking and killing with the dagger and the bow really effectively, because I've got to level 50 in sneak. And basically I've got one perk in the bottom, muffled movement, backstab, deadly aim, assassin's blade. And this character's basically set up ready to go as an assassin at level 15. Don't know if I'm out of my league coming up here to this Forsworn camp. But anyway, let's have a look at it. So with sneak, there is basically 2 ways you get detected. And one is line of sight, and one is by the noise your character makes as he moves in his armor. So pretty much this character has taken care of the noise part, so I've got 100% muffle by wearing the muffle boots from the Dark Brotherhood and the muffle movement perk. The only line of sight benefit I'm really getting is from this first perk I've put into stealth, and the fact that I've got level 50 in sneak. Now, sneak does vary depending on what level your sneak is at, so you're a bit more sneakier when you're a level 100 in sneak than you are when you're a level 20, 30, 40, 50 in sneak. And that's basically, I don't know, I think it's hard to actually come up with a definitive answer as to what difference there is between being 100 in sneak and 50 in sneak, but I think it's got a bit to do with line of sight more than noise. It's more to do with your line of sight and the perception that your enemies seem to have when you're sneaking. So that's the character, and that's basically all the perks I've spent on the character are all in there. There's nothing in anything else at all yet. Only sneak, archery, and a bit of light armor. What I'm actually wearing here is the robes from the Dark Brotherhood. So I have on no armor rating whatsoever, so basically these Forsworn guys are going to one-shot me if I fuck up my sneak. Or I should mess up my sneak and use that word, but anyway. So that's it. So I'm shrouded clothes wearing, and let's get into this. So this character's too low a level here to actually use bow. So I'm still using the conjured bound bow because it has a bit more damage here. Weapons wise, I have an elven bow, but it only does 28 damage plus the damage from the particular arrow I use on it, whereas I'm getting 61 damage with my down bow. So I've done this area before in the past, but what I really need to do here is I need to get good shots on these first couple of guys. A miss here might make it a little harder for me to sneak in, so I've got the first guy. I'll be patient and wait for the second guy to run to what he's going to do, and I'll put a shot on him. So 2 arrows, 2 Forsworn down. So now let's go in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have the dagger in one hand, and I've actually got an axe in the other hand. And what that lets me do is I don't have silent roll yet, so if I put them away and pull them out, I'll sneak faster. So serpent's bluff redoubt. So enemies now, and there's one there, so I'm just gonna duck here, and I think I heard there's another enemy over there. I heard him unsheath a weapon, I can just see him. So I have no real chance of being discovered here, even if I move around, because I have 100% muffle on my movement, so no armor noise. The only thing that's going to get me discovered here is line of sight. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit patiently. I'm going to let these guys reset. He's already getting close to resetting. The other guy looked like he walked back into his little tent. So what I'm going to do is I can't pop the bound bow here because I will be discovered straight away. The magic spell will make noise, so I need to rely on leading this enemy somewhere and using the bow. So I'm going to change to my Elven bow just to lead this enemy that's right next to me in the tent here. Say over here, I'll put an arrow on that spike hopefully. And out she comes. I change to my daggers and we'll get a nice kill cam on her. I was a bit worried my dagger wasn't going to be strong enough. It's only a 10 damage steel dagger. So now we got 3 of these guys down, so I can move freely here. Line of sight's the only thing that's going to get me detected at this point. And this other guy was up here, and he's in his tent there. So we're going to stay out of his line of sight because I've got much in the way of line of sight protection. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my bow again. I can't use the bound bow, I can't pop it out, and this bow will not one-shot that guy. I'm going to put an arrow over there. I'm going to change to my daggers, and hopefully he comes out. Go to that arrow.
What was that?
And he has. And I hopefully get an easy kill on him, and I get a sneak increase. Now, I never go out of my way to power level sneak. The only reason sneak is at 51 on this character is from just using it in gameplay. You no need to really level sneak. Leveling sneak for this character, if I'd level this character sneak to 100, I'd probably be level 20 or 25 or something, but I wouldn't have the weapon damage to keep up with the game. So I try and level sneak just a little bit in front of the leveling of my one-handed and archery. So I'm going to go to the bound bow again because I've got room to move here again. And I know for a fact from doing this in the past that that guy up the top there is sort of detecting me, or it might just be the game there. But that's a briar heart up there, so I'm going to try and get a sneak attack on him and hopefully get a 1 or 2 shot kill here. And I get an easy 1 shot. Back to third person and let's see what else is here. There was no enemy. There's an enemy in there. I can see in that tent there's an enemy there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an arrow over here and hopefully this enemy will come past me. Change to my daggers and get the easy kill again. So that's a level 15 character with not a huge amount in sneak and very low level weapon damage. So those daggers are only doing that dagger's only a 10 damage. So you multiply that by 30 because I've got the shrouded hand wraps on, and I've got the perk in sneak to give me dagger damage. So I'm doing 30 times damage. So I'm doing 300 damage on those guys. So I couldn't have taken out the briar heart with the dagger, but these other guys were pretty easy to look after. So what I'll do is I'll put a cut in this video here, and I will go and set up again, and we'll show you a bit of the testing I've done on sneak and a bit more of an in-depth, my opinion, a bit more in-depth on the perk tree and how line of sight and noise abatement work in this game. So I'll cut this here and I'll reload another save. Okay, let's look at sneak in some detail here. Okay, pretty much what I've done here is I've brought this same character, but at a much later date in its build life, up here to the gates of Windhelm, and I'm going to use these 2 guards here to actually sneak up on and do some testing. Now, the testing I've done when I'm not recording is a lot more detailed than this, so let's get stuck into this. So this character here is the same character I used to just do the little video at the start of this, where I was going into the Forsworn camp, except this character now is at a level 67, has played up Dragonborn questline and can take perks out of any tree he wants now, so I've taken all the perks out of sneak, but I do have 100 in sneak, so As you saw in the earlier episode, that character had 50 in sneak and had taken just enough perks to be able to actually work effectively as a sneaky character. But there are some variables. When your sneak's 100, you do sneak more efficiently than if your sneak is at 30, 40, 50. So as your sneak grows, as your leveling in sneak gets higher towards the 100, you are more effective. It seems to be something to do with line of sight, or maybe to do with the just the perception of the NPCs or enemies. But you are more effective at sneaking the higher your sneak level gets. So that's it. There are some more variables here to bring into play for sneak. You sneak better at nighttime than you do in the daytime. Now, even at nighttime here, this guard has a torch, which is creating this pool of light here. So as I get closer to these guys, I will get detected in the pool of light via line of sight detection. Also, some NPCs or enemies are just have better perception. They actually can detect you a lot easier than some other NPCs, so the NPC perception makes a difference. And also, you seem to sneak better when you're inside a fort or in a cave. So sneaking inside is more effective than sneaking outside, like in the open in that Forsworn camp at the start of this video. Okay, let's get stuck into this. So what I've done here is I've left these two guards there, and I've actually killed off a few guards here. So the only way I'm getting detected when I do these testing is actually by these two guards here. So let's have a look at the sneak tree in some detail. So the character that I did the start of this was a level 15. So I had one perk in there, and I'd actually gone backstab, deadly aim, and assassin's blade. So the right side of this perk tree, the sneak, is actually assassin's blade, deadly aim, and backstab. They don't seem to do anything in the way of reducing your detection, but they just give you damage to your weapons when you do sneak attacks. The bottom level here into stealth is all about line of sight as far as I can work out. So the more perks you put in there, the better you get with your line of sight. Now, I usually don't put any perks into this part of the sneak tree. I generally just leave it at one perk on all my characters. And I use a couple of other methods if I want extra sneak, but generally you don't need it. Once your leveling gets up 60, 70, around that mark, you really don't need the perks in here, and it's a bit different in the real world. As you saw, level 50 with the minimum perks in sneak was able to clear that Forsworn camp out quite easily. A bit different to this walking straight up to guards that are looking at you. So the bottom perks here are all about stealth. They're all about line of sight detection. Now, the two ways you get detected, as I said earlier, were via line of sight or via movement noise that your armor makes. So you get detected by line of sight or by the noise your armor's making. So what you really need to do as soon as you can is actually reduce your armor noise by 100%, and you can do it quite easily. You can take this muffle movement perk, whereas that character was using, he had the muffle movement perk, and I was wearing same armor as I've got on here, which had the shrouded shoes. So you can get Dark Brotherhood armor, so you've got these shrouded shoes, or you've got these boots, or numerous other sets of enchanted unique items that you pick up with the muffle enchant on them. So all those items that you pick up that are unique items that you can't disenchant, they all have a muffle enchant on them that gives you a reduction of 50% to your armor noise. So what you need to do is use that in combination. So that character at the start of this game had muffled shoes on and had taken the perk muffle movement from the sneak tree, which gives me 100% noise reduction. So to do the 100% noise reduction, you wear the muffle boots, take the muffle perk in conjunction, or you wear muffle boots, you cast the muffle spell, which also gives you a 50% noise reduction, or you do muffle boots, muffle spell, muffle movement, perk, muffle spell. Any of those combinations will give you 100%. There is a variation on the muffle boot thing, and that is if you pick up a set of boots from a vendor, say from a blacksmith or from a general store, They'll be called early in the game steel boots of muffling, and they go all the way up to Daedric boots of muffling, I believe. I've never seen them, I just believe they exist from reading. Now, those boots, if you pick them up and you disenchant them and you re-enchant that back onto another set of boots, any boots in the game, you will get 100% noise reduction. I've never tested this, but I have actually just recently picked up a set of boots on another character to do that. And the easiest way to get those steel boots of muffling or any of those boots that you can disenchant by buying them from a general store or a blacksmith is to go looking for them when you're an early level. So at 10, 11, 12 level, 10, 11, 12, those boots will come into the game and you will pick them up at a blacksmith. So if you go to the blacksmith in Whiterun, you look when you're 11 or 10, 11, 12, they haven't got them, you fast forward time 48 hours rather, and their inventory will restock. And look again. Now you could get them in 5 minutes, or it could take you 4 hours to find them, or whatever. But that's generally the best way. At higher levels, those muffle boots that you buy from the blacksmith are not there. So if you want them and you want to try them out. Look for them early in the game at level 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there is where they seem to come into the game. But I usually go with the muffle movement perk and the Dark Brotherhood boots or shoes early in the game. Now, the other way you can get 100% noise reduction is come up this side of the tree and go to silence when you get to level 70, which is what most of my characters generally do. I just like the fact that I can take the silence perk. Gives me 100% noise reduction on my armor, and I can wear any armor in the game. So if you actually wear heavy armor, or you get 70 and take the silence perk, you can use the muffle movement perk and cast the muffle spell, and your steel armor or heavy armor will be actually 100% noise reduced. You don't have to wait till you get to silence to reduce the noise from heavy armor by 100%. Just use muffle movement and cast the muffle spell. So that's pretty much it. The left side of the tree, other than Lightfoot and Silent Roll, is basically going to be reducing your noise via the muffle movement or the silence perk. Now, most of my characters, they generally go to Silent Roll, so I take the muffle movement perk and I just wear the Dark Brotherhood armor, or wait till I get a bit later on in the game and I take 70 in sneak, get to 70 in sneak, I take silence, and then I can wear anything I want, and I've got 100% noise reduction. So that's basically that done. Let's get into a bit of this testing. Pretty basically simple. You just sneak up the middle here, and when I get detected, I put something on the ground and I can see how far I've got. So let's go back to the basics. So we've got nothing in the way of noise reduction on this character. So whether you're an assassin archer, or you're an archer and an assassin, pickpocket, a thief, what you really want to do is muffle your noise as early as you can in the game. Like the character that was level 15 that I started this episode off with, had 100% noise reduction via the boots from the Dark Brotherhood and the muffle movement perk. If we go into steel armor and we put steel armor on here, I'm pretty much not going to be able to sneak anywhere in that gear. Check I've got nothing else on that's affecting sneak. So as soon as I basically move in this steel armor, I get detected by these two guards, and that's purely by the noise that the armor's making. If I go to light armor, I'll get a little bit further, but basically the armor noise will get me detected before I get close enough for them to detect me via line of sight. So now I'm in a set of plain Forsworn armor, and I should be able to sneak a little bit closer, but not much better. So I get just past the doorway here in that. Now, close, we'll do close just to say we've done them. And it's not going to be much different. Again, I'm going to maybe get a touch further in close than I got in light armor. Probably about the same spot. I get detected there. I went maybe a couple of steps further in close than I did in light armor. Now, that's without any noise abatement whatsoever. So if I then go to my Dark Brotherhood armor, which is light armor, but I do have shrouded boots, so I got 50% noise reduction on my armor from the shrouded boots, and again I won't get much further than I did in plain light armor. So I get to basically almost the same spot, because 50% noise reduction is not doing a lot for me. So now, if I go here, there's another variable. Quite often early in the game, I run my characters in the shrouded clothes, because what I get, I'd sacrifice a little bit of bow damage by going to this sneak hood instead of the bow hood. Instead of the bow hood, I'm running clothes and I'm running the sneak hood. Now I can get a little bit further again, but again, not much further, because I'm getting detected not by line of sight, but by the noise my armor's wearing, my armor's making. So I need to increase my noise abatement, or that. So I'll go to muffle movement. I take the muffle movement perk. I've now got 100% noise reduction on my armor. So now I can sneak a lot further again. So I can basically sneak all the way up there. Because now what I've got on, I've got 100% noise reduction. So I've got 100% noise reduction because I've got on muffle perk and I've got on muffle shoes. I've got 50% line of sight detection less because I've got 25% from the first perk in stealth, and I've got 25% by wearing the Dark Brotherhood shrouded hood. So I can sneak a lot further than I did before. And I get all the way to the ball of light here before I get to pick. So I basically get to here. Let's put something on the ground here. Let's put down some vegetable soup here. Pick up this vegetable soup and put it, that's about where I'm getting to. We'll put the vegetable soup there. Okay, let me back out of here. Pushing too many buttons too quickly then. So that's with 100% noise reduction and 50% line of sight reduction. So let's go back here and let's put on our Dark Brotherhood armor now that we've got 100% noise reduction, and see how far we've got. We've got 100% noise reduction from the muffle boots and the muffle movement perk. I won't get as far this time because they'll start picking me up via line of sight. So I get detected here via line of sight. So let's put something on the ground here again. Let's put down a leak. Shouldn't roll away. So we'll pick the leak up and we will put it down right about there. Nope. That's another thing I should mention. The noise that your dagger makes when you pull it out doesn't affect your detection at all. Spell noise will affect your detection, but pulling a dagger out won't. Let's drop that leak there. It's about level with where we get to. So now what I'm getting picked up by when I sneak up to here is line of sight detection. So I'm getting detected around about where I put the leak on the ground, and that's via line of sight detection. So now what I need to do is I need to reduce my line of sight detection a bit more. So you can do that in two ways, or three ways actually: potions, enchanted items, or putting perks in the bottom here. Now I don't usually put the perks in the bottom there because by the time you get to 70 or 80 in sneak, you've got tons of sneak, and in the real world where you're actually managing your line of sight by the way you sneak around enemies, not sneaking straight up on people, you can go without those perks quite easily. So let's put on, just to show it, let's put on another piece of apparel. So we will put on a necklace of sneaking, which gives me 40% reduction. So I should sneak to about where I got to in the shrouded items, in the clothes. So I get to about the same spot, and I get detected. I get a little bit further than where I got to when I had on the other items, because the other items I had on only gave me a 25% from the hood, but now I've got on a 40% ring, so I go a few steps further by reducing my line of sight detection by wearing a ring or necklace of sneak for 40%. So if I do it again, and this time what I put on is another piece of apparel. So now I've got 40% from a ring, 40% from a necklace, and I have one perk in the bottom there, so I'm at 105% reduction in line of sight. I'm still not going to be able to sneak straight up the middle to these guys because I'm going to get into the guy's ball of light from his torch, and I'm going to get detected, but I get further again. So that's how line of sight works. You can only go so far. If I sneak up the left-hand side here, I might get a little bit further because I'm not going to come into the ball of light so easily. If I sneak straight up along this wall here, I should almost get to this guy and be able to activate him, which I can. Which is no problem whatsoever there because I'm in the dark
Keep your hands to
and not
yourself.
quite in the guy's line of sight. So it's about managing where you sneak, not into the ball of light, but away from it. If I actually take those two rings off, he will pick me up earlier, even if I come up the dark side, because I don't have the same amount of line of sight detection. So he's picking me up in the same spot as basically where the leak was, which is where I snuck through in this armor before. I went more line of sight protection. Now potions. So potions work as well. So you can create potions of sneak that are really powerful. So there's a 60% potion. I put that 60% potion on and I sneak up the right hand side in the dark again. I will get a little bit further again before he detects me. I might almost get to him. And I get further again. Now, if I come back here again and I change my apparel and I go with the shrouded clothing rather than the shrouded armor, which puts that hood on, which gives me another 25%. So now I've got 110% line of sight reduction from the potion and from the apparel I'm wearing and the perk in the bottom of the sneak tree. And I can get all the way to that guy. I could have got a sneak attack on him, no problem, because line of sight reduced. So is that potion worn off yet? Actually, let's not worry about the potion. Let's leave this gear on again and let's just show you how much more effective even stronger potion is. So I've got a potion here somewhere of 130%. So with this gear I've got on and the massive amount of line of sight detection reduction that I've created, I should be able to sneak all the way to this guy, activate him, pickpocket him, anything I want. So I've got all the way to him, I can kill him, I can pickpocket him, I can do anything. Basically with
Get away from me.
the potion and with the Dark Brotherhood shrouded cowl on, shrouded hood rather. So we need to wait for this potion to wear off a little bit. How much longer has it got? Got 33 seconds. So let's sneak straight up the middle while we've got it on and see where we get to in the ball of light before we get detected. So I should go past where I was and get well into the ball of light before he detects me. Now I still can't, even with that potion active, sneak all the way up here on this guy through the ball of light. Because like I said, you just get detected by line of sight. That potion should have nearly worn off by now, and we can look at the 5 perks that go into them of the sneak tree. So if that potion is worn off, have a quick look at the active effect. For 0 seconds, it's gone. So now we don't have that. Now if we put the 4 perks in the bottom of the sneak here, we're pretty much going to achieve the same thing we achieved with one piece of alchemy gear or a potion for 60%, which means I'll sneak into the ball of light, I'll get a bit further and I'll get detected in the same place. So I get to about there and I'm detected, which gets me about the same place I get to with a little bit of enchanted apparel and also the same place I get to with a potion. So if we come up here again, and we'll sneak up the dark side here. I should be able to just get to him, but he'll detect me right at the last second here. Yeah, see, he detects me. I didn't touch him, but he detects me just at the last second. So basically, that's why I don't put the 4 perks in the bottom here. Number 1 is, I think they're a waste of perks and you don't really need them because if you want that, you can get it from just wearing one piece of enchanted apparel. So I take those perks and I invest them into stealth, into alchemy or into enchanting rather, and it just about gives you the same result. You want to go that way. Plus I also don't invest them because by the time you get to 70 or 80 in sneak, and you're managing the way you move around the environment, you really don't need those 4 perks there. So early in the game, I don't invest them because I don't think you really need them. And as you saw, I was able to sneak around quite effectively with without investing those perks early in the game. When you saw at the start of this with the level 15 character, was quite easily be able to manage his way through and get through that Forsworn camp with minimum perks in sneak. So let's leave this bit here. I'll cut this off here. I'll have a look at how long I've been recording, and I might quickly duck over on this high level character and go through that same camp again, using the alchemy and the potions and stuff, and show you just how effective it really is and how quickly you can get through something when your sneak's super high. So I'll cut this off here. Okay, let's end this video off by showing how overpowered sneak actually can be. So I'm set to master, and let's back out of here. I've come back to the same Forsworn camp that I started this video off with the level 15 character, where I had to actually manage the way I work through here and do things a lot differently. Now this is the same character, just a lot more advanced. So I have the same perks I had in sneak in the first video, 1 in the bottom, full movement, and the 3 up the right for damage. I'm actually going to wear the same apparel. I've got on the shrouded robes stuff again, but I'm going to have a bow's ring on because I need the damage, because I'm a level 67 now, and these enemies are a lot stronger. I'm going to wear a sneak ring just to show how overpowered it is, and I'm actually going to use a potion of sneak, which are these ones, for 130%, to show off the how overpowered sneak can be. So weapons wise, it's going to be Stalrum bow at 183 and a Stalrum dagger. So let's have a look at this. So now I don't have to be as stealthy. I can pretty much bulldoze my way through here because of sneak. I can come a lot further out than I would have in the first part. I'm going to put a shot on this guy here, which is further away, and get an easy kill on him. The second guy that was to the right is going to run over there, and I'll put an easy shot on him. Now I'm going to change to my daggers. I'm using the same 2 dagger trick, dagger in the other hand, so I can sneak up here fast. I got an advantage because I know where these guys are this time. I'm going to come straight in here and take her out before she can get up. The guy over there, I just heard him unsheath his weapon. Whether he heard something or it's just part of the game where he's programmed to do that when someone comes into the area, I don't know, but he's in the dark in his little hut. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the potion of sneak, and I'm just going to go straight in and take him front on. I come around the side, just pop out in front of him and walk straight up to him. So now I've got the briar heart up here. I'm going to change back to my bow, and I think I'll go to first person for this shot and put a shot on him. There's a miss straight up, but he's going to look at that arrow landing. I'm going to put the second shot on him and kill him, and then just back off a little bit and let whatever this woman up here is doing. I think I'll actually put a shot back into the hut there, get her to turn and go to it, go to my daggers, pull the dagger out, sneak past with 2 daggers, and sneak up on her and get the kill just in time. And that's that area done. There's actually 3 or 4 more enemies in here, so I'll actually duck down into this thing, and we'll take these guys out in here as well. So this is basically the same carry, except I'm a level 67, same perks in sneak, but I now have potions and I have an enchanted item for 47%. So I'm basically working here with 100% noise reduction and 100% plus line of sight reduction. I have to watch out for the trap because I haven't got the perk that lets me go past there. So there's an enemy right in front of me. I can take the potion of sneak. I can hop the tripwire, go past the trap, and basically walk straight up to this guy and stab him in the face. Sneak is that overpowered. So now we've got three enemies in there. Let's go. Let's do it. So I've still got a potion of 130% working for me. I've got complete noise reduction. I've trod on a trap, but lucky. And the traps, for some reason, don't seem to actually let them guys know where you are. I'm going to put an arrow on the wall up here and wait for this guy to pop out. You notice I advance a lot further than I would have before, and that's purely because I've got that much more sneak. I actually probably had more fun. I'm going to sneak straight up to the Hag Raven and chop her to bits, which I missed the sneak attack because I actually ran into her. That's the only reason I lost sneak then, is I actually bumped into her, but then I got a kill cam on her anyway, which is good way to end the video. So sneak is overpowered by using sneak apparel that you can craft with alchemy and enchanting, by actually using the potions for sneak, and that's with actually minimal investment in the bottom of the sneak tree. I don't go into these 4 perks. The main reason I don't is sneak becomes overpowered, and I have more fun probably doing this area at a level 15 than I did at a level 67. So I retard my character back. I don't take these perks in the bottom, and I don't use potions or enchanted items for sneak. I actually like to manage the way I move around the environment and make the game a bit more fun. But that's it. That's basically my take on sneak. If you have any questions or I've got something horribly wrong, let me know. Make a comment, send me a PM. But pretty much it's my opinion, and it's basically the way I've worked things out and the way I think it works. I could be totally wrong, I don't know. But anyway, that's my take on sneak in detail. So I'll see you guys in the next episode I record.